what we saw that began last Thursday with UCLA and USC, do you feel like there's going to be kind of a pause for a while, or do you think something else happens in the next, let's say, 2 or 3 months?
Well, I think it depends on Notre Dame. I think if Notre Dame decides that this is the time that they have to join a conference in football, then they're going to pick one and join it, and then all the other dominoes will fall. But really, it seems like the Big Ten is waiting to hear from them to see if they want to do anything else. And, I don't know that the SEC does anything else if the Big Ten doesn't do anything else. So it's one of those things where Notre Dame can say, they don't have to say no. They're allowed to say not now. Nobody else really has that freedom, but they could say not now. And then everybody kind of moves on with their business. And I think that's important because if they say yes, then we know what the Big Ten's going to do. They're going to go ahead and move on with whatever their master plan would be if they get Notre Dame. And we find out whether that includes Oregon and Washington. Because what happens with the Pac-12 and Big 12, I think, depends largely on whether Oregon and Washington remain members of the Pac-12.
Andy, what do you think say Notre Dame makes everybody wait? Do you think then we're in a holding pattern, or do you think that the Big 12 stays aggressive and the ACC tries to figure out a way to increase their value while rating the Pac-12?
Well, the ACC is going to try to figure out a way to increase their value. I don't know that rating the Pac-12 makes any sense at all for them. I mean, I realize the Big Ten now stretches from coast to coast. The Big 12 basically stretches from coast to coast. But having a bunch of schools on the Eastern Seaboard and a bunch on the West Coast does not make much sense. Also, casting your lot with the ACC unless they can get a new TV deal is not really worth it. And the problem for the ACC is if they can get a new TV deal, that probably breaks their grant of rights. You're going to lose Clemson to the SEC. North Carolina is going to pick the Big Ten or the SEC. Virginia is going to pick the Big Ten or the SEC. Maybe Florida State goes to the SEC. So they've got to be really careful with what they do. If I were the Big 12 right now, here's what I'd do. I would go to Oregon and Washington, and I would say, you can join us, and we won't make you sign anything. You can leave anytime you want. Because that's the thing the Pac-12 won't do. They're going to say, you need to commit to us for a period of years and say that we're going to be together. If the Big 12 could say, we don't care if you commit to us, we'll take you.
It's very interesting.
They could probably get everything they want out of that.
I haven't heard anyone ever say that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And so, and you don't lose if you're the Big 12. You gain them for a year or 3 or 4 or maybe longer. You continue to stabilize yourself, and maybe others want to come with them.
Yeah, because that eliminates the threat, and that turns. Let's be honest. If the Big 12 has a TV deal that has that bunch in there, that let's say Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Utah, Arizona State. Well, they're going to have. It's a really good league, and I bet it makes more per school than the ACC.
Andy Staples, athletic.com with us, Sick on 365 Radio, 365 Sports.
Andy, I know